Hi guys and welcome to CreepyPasta Stories and Info. Now, it has been a short while, it's been about a week since I did my last one. I've got the hair back, I've got my hair still, so let's hope I don't lose that anytime soon. Um, Today, we are going to be talking about something. Oh, let's talk about the Midnight Man, shall we? The Midnight Man is essentially something completely fucking crazy. And I'm pretty sure it's another name for Zalgo, although I'm not sure. Now, I will probably just Google it on the Creepypasta wiki and I will see you in a quick second. Here's how I'm going to do things. I'm going to talk this through as an MP3 while you look at this awesomely awesome picture of the Midnight Man. Now, here's how the story goes. I don't know where to start. Where to begin about my feelings of this thing. The story is one that I have had to keep secret in fear that friends or family may persecute me and send me to a mental facility. What I have seen, what I have heard, has been shot down by many as simple lies. My story hopefully will open the eyes to some who don't believe in my words of it and what it is. Let me start off on a new note. The first time I encountered it was the late summer of 2008. My family's house had been foreclosed since we could not afford to pay it off anymore because of all the land that we owned. We bought a smaller house in a nice neighborhood that was just 2 miles away from the one prior. I guess we just liked the area. It was all well for a while. I settled into the new home quite alright. It felt like home. It felt nice, pleasant. Even when it rained, you felt safe, secure. Then one day, after we settled in, I decided to go for a walk on the nearby trail. I walked along it. No one else was there. Not even as I looked as far in front of me as I turned around. And as I turned around, sorry. Not even a single person. It seemed a bit odd. It was a nice day out. So why am I the only to enjoy the day on this sidewalk? Whatever. I guess that I shouldn't be complaining about having a trail to my lonesome self. I continued my trek and peered to both sides of the trail. To my left, a rather small but steep hill that led to more houses, and to my right, just a thin woods, teeming with green trees and dirt. This woods ran across the trail the entire way. Being my boy self, I jumped into this nest of foliage, hoping to find some adventure. I looked around and examined everything I saw. I picked up a stick and began to swing it like a sword. I continued inside the small, narrow woods to find something that mildly disturbed me. A small rabbit, about the size of a large man's shoe, lay dead across the leafy, earthy floor. I dropped the stick and knelt down on one knee to examine it further. Its stomach had been torn down the middle, with the entrails barely seeping out. Something more odd was that there seemed to be no bite marks or scratches, as if it just seemed to die. Then a weird feeling in the back of my head entered, a tingling feeling. It didn't hurt, but it was very irritating. It made me just want to hit my head against a tree to make it stop. But even as a child, I knew that was foolish. I didn't feel any more adventure in me after the rabbit, so I trekked back home and ate supper without informing my family of the rabbit. The next morning, I woke up to hear talking downstairs. My mum and sister were talking about something on the deck. I woke up and looked to my room. Looked to my mum, who had a disgusted look on her face. "What's going on?" I asked in a worried tone. "I think some animal left some of its lunch on our porch." I looked out to see under our porch swing was a pile of animal entrails. I whispered to myself, "The rabbit." My mum the cleaned of the threw them away. Good English. Nothing more happened during the day. It went on as all days go on, but that night I had a dream, or at least I thought it was a dream. It started out with me, in the woods. I was laying down in the same spot where I found the rabbit. It was cold. I was naked, and I didn't have a clue what was happening. I couldn't move, but I saw in the distance a shadowy figure that seemed to be constructed of darkness. It seemed to almost be a good 7 feet tall. He had a deer-like shape for a head, horns curled from his shoulders and back. He walked like a man but had hooves, or what seemed to be hooves. I don't know. He walked toward me, creeping past the trees. A once dark forest had been made even darker as a cloud of misty fog followed its trail. It spoke in a demonic monotone voice. You are thinking you are of a higher importance than a rabbit? That you are greater? I couldn't respond. I was shocked at everything that was happening. He spoke once more. The earth will die and all will cry. Bring the tears of the unfaithful, the untrustworthy, and the cynical men and women to me. They won't know me by an image, but by their undying fate. Maybe they should have listened to the crazy man on the street. Maybe they should have listened to the one trying to convince them that it was no myth, or of what they all saw was indeed true flesh fact. You know, my son, that little thing that just catches your curious eye, that little unnatural feeling that makes you feel out of place, that something is wrong, the physical feeling when you feel something touch you, but you debunk it as just your mind. That is me, the Midnight Man. He knelt to my level, and with a soft yet noticeable touch, he prodded my stomach with a pointed, sharp claw. He arose and walked away. I peered at my naked body. My stomach had turned into a shadowy black, and it travelled through my bare body. Just then I awakened in my bed, sweating through my sheets. I glanced at my pillow to see it was covered in blood. I touched my face to feel blood dripping from my nose. Since the day of these events occurred, I have been seeing more and more things, and just myself has been changed. My grades in school dropped, and I began to slack off and focus on the world out of school, the woods, my house, the Midnight Man. Though I haven't seen or heard of him since. I can feel his presence within me. I don't know if he is good or evil. I do know that I know more about my life, about life and being after my encounter, myself being after my encounter with him. I still suffer from the tingling in my head, and I always think about what he's said since that day. I believe that this man can enter anyone's thoughts and well-being and break you down until you are you change entirely. The thing is dangerous to anyone, and whatever this thing is, it must be stopped. Holy mother of Creeper Scooper. That was the most badly written creepypasta I have ever read. You have no skills in grammar or punctuation or anything like that. I'm sorry, but this creepypasta, it's a good creepypasta. It's decent. And I mean, you could just imagine something out there actually existing. But no. Now, my thought is that he has something to do with Zalgo, or he is an embodiment of Zalgo. But that's just my opinion. You leave your opinion down below in the comments down there. Subscribe to me. Like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you enjoyed. And I will see you next time. This is Novo Parrot. Signing off.